Think about everything that's happening on the low ground.
And here's
Look
the
up top. It's just Solos looking down at this. Fnatic go down. SSG go down. Shadow, we're out in the middle of nothing.
And they are just trying to use the remnants of that Newcastle wall, but we are still too open in the end game. Na'Vi, a shred of cover, will have to leave the inside, look to pick up some eliminations, because sure, you've had a good spot in this zone, but you have nothing to show for it except placement point.
Na'Vi need loot as well. As you're talking about, they haven't gotten the chance to really juice themselves up, and each solos, the kings of the high ground, are sitting right next to the last member of Enter Force 36. Shadow gonna go down here. That's the last 3 squads. It is one rat. One team on height, and Na'Vi have got a literal hill to climb. Each solo's looking down on them. Know they've got this game in the bag. The 3 come down, giving up height to try and finish them off, and they get shot in the back. Enter Force 36, changing the game. Each solos are down to just Kurev. He cleans it up for the 2nd place. Can he manage to get the first? Sinep comes in to try and finish it off. Enter Force 36, the rat play of the century, is sent back to the high ground.
You're trying to navigate around the pylon. The hammer points will do nothing. Each solos are the final bosses of this lobby and take map number 1.
God bless South America winning the first game here in Germany. What a fantastic team to do it as well. The fact that they were able to navigate this so well from the bridge of death. Mobile Shield really coming in clutch for Na'Vi, but it's not clutch enough. 4 squads left, and they are out of it. Shadow go down as well. GHS, Alliance, Not Moist, and Fnatic still in this one. And Alliance, they're the ones coming up, taking that bridge away. GHS, see this rotation, try and deny it, and get gunned down.
Fnatic has fallen, and GHS is really close behind them at the hands of Alliance. Hackis towards the end. We just need to grab the last one, and, well, quick reload. Tyler has fallen, though, so this could be tough for them. Trying to clean these up with the quickness and get a reset for that endgame down to 2.
Not Moist. They had the high ground. They gave it up to chase that down Hackis, and GHS are still hiding in the corner. Alliance have got 2 up, but in a pivotal gunfight on the high ground, it's Hackis that comes up and takes out Timmy.
Hurry, we go into this, looking for things that we need for the end game, but with the crypto on the low ground, there's just not much we can do, especially now Hackis. Here we go with the EMP, down players flying straight towards him, but Not Moist on the high ground. It's inevitable that they take it.
Knuckle cluster disrespect. Guild shoots that down and goes, I don't even have to engage with you. I'm just gonna celebrate on top of this rock. Great play from Moist to manage the bridge, and it is now the 2nd game in, I'll say, relatively similarly sided zones. And SSG get to reset in this building that they can stay in until the end of the game.
Yeah, but if this fight decides to break out just ahead of them, which it is, you have to deal with this and then go forward. FaZe and each solos are still kind of congesting alongside Guild. We lose out on FaZe, we lose out on Dreamfire, and now NRG that wipes Fnatic is looking to clean out that north side.
It's the perfect time for a third party. SSG, they have been wanting to pick a fight. Now is their time. They slide on in as each solos go down, have still got high ground on NRG, who are in shambles low ground. They're out. It's the solo from Guild that's last to fall in the face of SSG.
Impressively done, fighting tooth and nail to rack up those eliminations and end it with a bow on World's Edge.
Very nicely. And SSG, we were talking about it. Same macro, same macro, same macro. 3 games in a row. They move up through Geyser side, play the high ground outside of Epicenter, and pick where to go from there. And this time it finally works in their favor, as moving down into the low ground was evidently the best choice for them. They were the kings.
Enter Force 36, though, they push up on NRG. The EMP goes off. The catwalk comes out to try and isolate the other 2 teams, but the Rolling Thunder will take 2 of them.
This is absolutely crazy here now. Synapse going to try to clutch it out with the Mozems and just a blue choke. NRG get eliminated after looking over to that left side. Now, meanwhile, the fight has not stopped uphill. It is Fnatic now slowly inching forward with the Newcastle deplorable barrier.
And E36, they're trying to come up around. There's a big wall in front of them, but they need to try and grab up on the high ground and take out Fnatic and Na'Vi while they can.
But Fnatic are way too split up. They gave up way too much split space, because now Enter Force 36, who did try to look around, see a straggler. Fnatic may be in trouble and may be left out as a duo on the other side of Na'Vi.
Na'Vi just playing keep away at the moment. They try not to get involved in this fight as much as possible with all of this utility around them. The castle wall, the fences, they're trying not to get involved in this fight for as long as possible.
That was so difficult for Leica. Even you wrapped around the other side of the tree, you were still in the line of sight of Na'Vi and Devo in hand, but with no ammo to work with for Natafe.
I mean, that's the Devo pretty much spent. He's got one clip left on the Mozambique. You can take out 2 members with that, but it's the pull-up by Chinap on the backside.
Your Newcastle cannot be the first to go down in a situation like this. It is up to henchmen from Na'Vi to play around the knock. Fnatic get eliminated. Enter Force. 36 of the full trio. Clean up Na'Vi and take game number 4.
And Na'Vi have turned that, that north side of the map completely into their own domain.
And they wanted a time of fight versus not moist. That's why you saw them wrap around originally, but they are controlling so much space in this position. Kinda gets a knock onto eTotals. Only one left with Matafi taking a different angle.
Runs out of ammo again. Na'Vi playing these positions where it's really... It kind of feels like they're fully relying on the defensive abilities, but all right, let's see if he can crack through that shield. It's going to be tough with the Mastiff at that range. Hoping for one of the other teams to help them out a little bit, but hey, overall, Na'Vi have had a fantastic series so far, currently sitting in 4th place.
The fact that they have gone all the way from the north side of Storm Point and then held that spot over to the side of Launchpad for this exact moment, working up the stakes in terms of ammo and loot here too. eTotals get eliminated. Another top 3 situation for Na'Vi with LG inside the building and not Moist on the other side.
Yeah, another top 3 for Moist as well. And this time, they've got the placement points to back up some of those KP. Waltzy has picked up 5 kills this game, by the way, just in case you were wondering if he was still keeping that leading from the front storyline going. Well, it's 8 kills for the team and 5 for the big man himself.
That's 18 total kills that he's already accumulated, and you can add 2 more. The whole LG squad getting taken down with some help from Timmy. Matafi on the other side, though, does find Waltzy. Na'Vi now move in to try to claim this dub, and they have the number advantage. They get the 1 punch, they get it 2 punch, and Na'Vi win game number 5.
But Tafe is tired of the disrespect. He's dishing it out this time. The melee to finish. They don't need ammo, Vicky.
Unless FaZe gets third-partied by Falcons looking to go for a flank. FaZe now look right behind him. There's a catwall from Falcons up from the top here too. With FaZe now having to look around, Falcons will be forced to drop down eventually. There's that wall that I was mentioning here from Gen, so that way they can approach, isolate this fight. It's now Falcons right on top of FaZe. Zero gets lost out here too, and Hal and Gen clean up this fight.
The Dark Veil comes in at the perfect time for Falcons to take down FaZe Clan, but NRG, they still command the high ground, not for much longer. Ring 6 is closing, and NRG have to move off it within seconds. Falcons now playing for that top 3 spot.
Gotta wait, dance around the shield a little bit, do the salsa as now Hal gets another knock. Jan to give him the backup. Here comes the shield swap. They're playing off the Newcastle wall on the other side. Na'Vi get eliminated. Last 3 squads left in this lobby. NRG, Falcons and Space Station.
Trying to take space with the Mozams. You can do so much damage in such a short period of time, but NRG are on the fat side of the land here. They're gonna get Falcons here despite the gold knock res from Imperial Hal.
Oh, can the clutch happen though? He gets the gold knock res, but he cannot clutch. It is NRG. Clean up on aisle 3. They got their head in the game. We saw him knocked as a sneak peek before diving into game number 6, and they close out the series.
The org that won the Split 1 playoffs going up against FURIA in our final 3v3. The EMP will go down.
Look at the shield difference, though. Blue's on the side of RC. Surely FURIA can push.
Surely FURIA should win this madness. Hitch is going to start blasting. He gets his first knock. Keon will get the second, and FURIA will back up the hype in game number 1. They will be your champions.
And there's a reason why they've been some people's favorites coming into these groups. They've looked excellent coming into this tournament. And they say it wasn't just a fluke during scrims. They are going to be here to play when it comes to LAN. And once they had that position with Newcastle, that is why Newcastle is in this meta and why he is so successful. Not only do you get the castle wall, but you have that fallback plan. I mean, the only shot here for a Limbo is that Keon distracts Makers enough to allow them to arrive, but it's going to be so difficult for them.
They're also burning. Do they have an evac tower? Is this something they can use to get up? Because they don't have a Pathfinder in their composition.
I mean, Makers are just laughing at this point. I think they know that this one is potentially just in the bag. It might just fall right into their hands, but a very deserved win if they do get it here, purely from their move early on to take these buildings as soon as they saw that zone shifting north.
I will say, it's seen funny situations sometimes in Apex Legends where
Here we go.
All of a sudden, where you think you got the guaranteed win, it doesn't become quite as simple as you thought it was. Olimpo now making their climb up. Asia's trying to look over this at the moment. They should be able to do a huge amount of damage, and damage he does get indeed. He's got a shield squad to play with as well. Can't quite connect this time, but will with these shots. Damage, damage, damage. They is all that he wants to hear right now, as Makers will hold off this push.
I mean, still a chance for Keon. You've got to remember that. Furia's still alive on the eastern side. Hey, if they do enough damage here, I mean, I've seen crazier things. Okay, Keon, he went down south. Okay, maybe he could just survive to top 2.
Finally, the kills are going to come in here. Makers will feel like almost they're putting us out of our misery, just waiting for that championship banner to come up, that champions banner that will solidify the fact that they are first in this game. Olimpo eliminated. Keon on the path. He'll fall as well, and Makers will finally be crowned your champion.
Such an impressive hold of those 2 buildings as soon as they were able to take them. Remember, there was an open opportunity for TSM to have that building. But TSM kind of waited, they were hovering, and they did get KP because of it. Who survives this mess on the southern side? That's my question. Because you've got TSM down below. You've got the chance to really get some good damage.
BK Gaming eliminated as we find ourselves with 5. Amphi manages to get 1 knock. It was FURIA who now have to hold off the push. As Vaxalon can't clutch. FURIA will be eliminated, but it's another great game for them. It's Legends Gaming with that climb up from the back who managed to take them down. Now they look for the reset. As the EMP will come in as well. Player K still with a decent amount of health to hold off and certainly look to get his teammates back onto their feet. But Gaming Gladiators, we mentioned how they've been quiet so far. How the zones have been a bit rough. Well, they're making this one work.
TSM were actually able to wrap from the west, by the way, and they're still alive. They do have reds, but there's a lot of damage just been taken onto Zap's side. It's GG really in one of the best spots, but there is maybe too many players alive right now. They could all turn and look at GG. They have to be careful. Legends reset a little bit up top. There's still Lou alive for complexity as well.
Lou's looking for the climb up here. You can see as well, he's just trying to play behind that bin on the high ground, trying to just survive as long as he can. GG have got to wait for the game to come for them. Like, no Rolling Thunder, no ultimate for him. But they do have a little bit of cover in the form of the mobile res beacon. The shield is going to be good enough to keep them alive for now. Complexity eliminated as the nades now come in. GG get the castle wall down. They hold on to it to the final moment to give themselves the cover. It's a beautiful play. Beautiful use of the ultimate. Now they turn their attention towards the skies. The mobile shield is still here. TSM in front of them. Nasty going to be taken down as well. GG looking for KP, looking for the win, and should be able to get it if they can clutch up in these final moments. Live will do it. And Gaming Gladiators will take game number 3.
And we said that Gaming Gladiators, they looked fantastic pre-patch. How were they going to look after the latest update? Well, there's your answer. Game 3, they find a victory here. And as soon as they took that amount of space,
they slowly start approaching, though. No, they're right there next to them, sharing that building. Complexity, who have forced their way in. And this EMP is going to be so important once he gets it online. It looked like it was at 87% or so, especially with all the Watson fences that we have. As I said, that Monsoon noting this, making sure it's not a problem to control space at the very end. VKG, they'll try to fully swing. Monsoon is forced to move back. VK Gaming barely took any damage in that interaction, but worse for Complexity now as the final circle starting to close.
Oh my goodness. We got the Bangalore ultimate along with that EMP online for VK Gaming. Of course, in this small circle, it's going to hit everybody. First EMP on out. It doesn't look like it does much. There's still time here for teams to go for the reset. So it might come a little bit early for them, but it does at least clear out some traps, makes it a little bit easier for them to try and control this exit point.
I'm really worried about, looking at VKG specifically, is the fact that they don't have a Watson gen in this case too. So with the plethora of arch stars feeling the pressure, that is what I was worried about. Complexity funneling VKG out into the open. Now Catwall on the other side. Kimchi could go for a shield swap here with VK Gaming going out, going around the other side of the Catwall. It is C9 with the high ground, looking like gargoyles to feast as they drop down, jump off the building, jump off the heads of their victims. Complexity get eliminated, and C9 lose out to Bleed. The patience paying off before inching out of the building to clean up what was left in the lobby.
Yeah, Bleed Esports gave up that roof early on. That Catwall gave them plenty of space, forcing the final three teams basically on top of each other. And after that mad scramble, it was an easy finish for them to clean things up. Pioneers, who had just won a big fight, but it's Gaming Gladiators in the center of the zone, and it's Makers now looking to try and take out Bleed Esports.
We see it again. Can we see it again? I go blasting here with not just the gold shotgun barrel, but the hammies on top of it. Dexter, as I highlighted before, has been finding so much success. No KP this time around. He's forced to back out. Ace is on the other side, and with the Mozem, gets two knocked already, leaving only one from Bleed before taking them all out.
Pioneers were looking to get involved. They are jumping forward now, and that's going to allow Gaming Gladiators to come in from behind. GG come in with 2 kills onto KCP. GG, will they be able to do it once again?
When Blast has the red R9 in his hands, very possible, but they lost out on Light. KCP get eliminated. It is now Gaming Gladiators versus Makers. And they have the gold knock. They have the reset here. And on the other side, preventing the same type of reset, you see Asia. Low, though, on the other side, getting some help. Gaming Gladiators looking away healthy to try to take 2 dubs in their pocket. Game number 5 with Gaming Gladiators coming out.
Man, that was huge. And that's what experience really buys you. Being able to read the tempo of the fights, being able to read the tempo of the lobby, understanding that Pioneers were just overextended at that point, being able to poke out at the right time, get 2 knocks instantly as soon as they came out of that building. TSM, they are focused hard on this one. They could have heard the drone, but I think they might have just cleared that. There we go. Verhulst getting the knock onto Keon.
And Madness is still invisible. Vax is getting the rest, but he doesn't have a gold knockdown. Keon can't fully reset just yet, but he can pop this med kit while TSM takes this fight inside. On the other side, you have to imagine Complexity buy them out the door, and Madness could go for the biggest brain play if he could isolate one of TSM.
He is very much there. Oh my goodness, Vaxlon will go ahead and get over to his teammate here. Keon bleeding out now. Vaxlon utilizing the walls to pick up some points.
And FURIA right now are the same amount of points as Gaming Gladiators to be first in this lobby. Vax now dancing around the shield. Can he clutch? Madness still stuck in the drone, still waiting. EMP comes in right at the very end. TSM get eliminated, and FURIA had gone for second with Complexity. The patience paying off the charge rifle shots, but they don't even know where Madness is. They gotta finish this game first. And all right, it was just a matter of time here. Madness cheering to the crowd, playing right into the new crypto changes that we have in Apex Legends.
Soak it all in. Monsoon will finally be able to hunt them down. What a bounce back. Complexity taking the final win of this group.
Should have just punched him out. Should have just punched out Madness after they found him. I love the mid-tier though. Complexity. The patience pays off. Those charge rifle shots pay off. I mean, I think they all had snipers, I'm not gonna lie, but Complexity taking that dub to end our series.
Well, you just think about what happened in game 1 of A versus B. Icholo's come out swinging and put up one of the most massive games we've seen thus far. And you play high ground on this. You've got the fences outlining it. This is going to be crazy. And the mobility that Kirev on the Pathfinder locks in for them. If we kick this off with another win for them, maybe we can get another second. But defense lines, we told you, SSD X-Ray, they can take angles from here. High ground is key.
And that is really not good. It opens things up for Striders when they should never have had a shot. SSE should have controlled so much ground, but they get picked off from high ground, and it is just over for them. They are taken down with now 4 squads left. It's Striders who are in control of the lobby, now having to move out into the line of fire of Icholos, who have got high ground for so long. This could be another South American win we're casting in our first game on World's Edge.
It really could. They pop over the fence, and Kirev just lets the Nemesis go. The Mozambiques from this distance at the Akimbo will be a more difficult connect, but Moist is already looking at cleaning up some of Striders, but now everyone just full sends, and you're just kind of waiting. You don't want to be the next team that starts this fight, because that means you're essentially going to go out for maybe, what, 1 or 2 eliminations, but you want more of those placement points from second and first.
It's all about who's dropping and when it's happening. Watson fences are going to be essential here, and C9 are just waiting for their chance to go down, but they cannot jump straight into Not Moist, and now it's Icholos to take matters into their own hands, jumping down with the Newcastle wall. Brutus stays alive with the mobile shield in the smoke. He's got a Mastiff and a Dream, a wall to protect him, but it ain't enough. Icholos lose 1, lose 2. It's down to Korev, and they go down. Moist come in, but they get cleaned up, and it's C9 from the middle of that train station sandwich that take game 1.
Hey, I'm feeling it. Chaotic Naughty Sauce. Look how pumped Alex is there in the back. That is what we're talking about. Trust in Sauce and let it happen. Those are some solid calls coming out.
Because this is a game where EXO can go massive, where they can reverse their position in the standings.
But we have no ammo. We literally have no ammo. 26 bullets. We have to save this for an up-close fight, and there's no guarantee, but we get climbed up on, and out of the ring they go. Do enough to push them back on down, but the fence must come through, and it does
now
from Slayers.
To make that YOLO play, Icholos did give up the high ground, so it's just EXO and FaZe left here. A Pathfinder zip behind them, still available for Icholos. EXO are playing safe, but it should be just down to EXO and FaZe as to who controls the high ground. Liquid go down, it's Bleed that take them out, and the teams drop lower and lower as EXO Clan take a fight in the smoke. Icholos go out, and it's just EXO and FaZe on high ground. EXO drop down. FaZe are the last ones on the high ground.
And Slayers is now a solo, and Noisebox comes
It's a
in.
FaZe
They
win.
tear them out. FaZe, who take that brilliant location in Countdown, they just need to clear out the rest of it. It's a solo from Guild, the remnants of Noisebox, and they just have to wait it out. And that Devo is going to shred through them.
From second seed in EMEA, FaZe have finally found their step in this land. Split 2 playoffs is looking good as they come down and they claim victory in game number 2.
A moment for the celebration. A moment for the boys. FaZe up, go Cinetic. Do you know how many times I've been hearing people talk about FaZe since we got here and what they were going to bring to the ALGS Split 2 playoffs?
Solos and EXO will fight, and it opens things up for Falcons to take on TSM. We already know TSM is weak. They lost 1 earlier, and the Kraber from Zero has set this up perfectly. Hal manages to round the corner with the Mozams. Zap is down. TSM have got 1 member left, and TSM are down. Falcons make the top 3. Icholos and EXO still alive and already fighting each other as Jen Burton contributes to the fight. EXO lose 1. EXO lose a 2 as in come Icholos. Going down, Falcons swoop in. Falcons should be taking game 3 as they make a massive recovery on World's Edge.
No wins in that first series for them in A versus B. And for World's Edge, that is something to behold for Team Falcons. Notoriously not up to par on World's Edge. Come in. Now, hear me out. A wise man once said today, and I quote, "Caw-caw for the Falcons." I don't know, his name might be Peeps or something.
I'm looking at this and seeing a return to form in the same way as we drew out for FaZe last game.
So C9 trying to use the cover of that big rock in and around center zone to survive until they are forced to engage. TSM will be eliminated by C9 as now Not Moist moved down from the high ground. 2 squads remaining. Devo in the hands of Gilderson as well. You can see C9 still alive on that low ground. They get an evac tower down, but look at this man, he's going to work! Gil finds one, Timmy finds two, and Gil just needs to find the final player here. And it will be Not Moist who should take this one home. Not Moist just need one, they find one, and Not Moist will be your champions.
As soon as they were able to take that position off of FaZe Clan a little bit earlier and restrict Noctum from being able to push out of that building, it looked like it was a surefire win.
Now Fen will move up as VK Gaming will be confirmed as our 4th team overall in the placement. And this makes it interesting for Falcons because you got Fennel and Bleed engaging, and Falcons as a 2 might be able to sweep on this.
If Falcons have a respawn beacon, they have an opportunity, but also as a 2, they can still win this fight because there's going to be a lot of damage done between Bleed and Fennel here.
Fennel taken down. Bleed stay pretty healthy.
Very healthy.
Very healthy, which makes this opportunity for Falcons a little bit more difficult to take. However, Gemburn will find one. How will go down as well, though. Surely this is Bleed just closing this out. And Bleed Esports will be your champions in our penultimate game here on Storm Point. And it was all about how efficient that fight against Fennel was to keep them healthy enough to deal with the 2 from Falcons.
So efficient. If they had taken too much damage, there was a real opportunity, a real window for Falcons to still win that game.
FaZe Clan will be eliminated as we go to our final 3. And what a story this would be if Icholo's Laser can hold this position for the entirety of game number 6 and manage to pick up the win to cap their incredible day's performance.
I mean, there's a real opportunity there. Icholo's Laser could take top 2 here. And I wonder whether they even think that maybe first place is available. If they can get all the kills, they will certainly be close. Maybe Falcons are just 1 point ahead. Too far for them.
Icholo's Laser then, just looking for the KP, looking for the kills, looking for the Cryptos who are hiding. There's one, VK Gaming eliminated as Icholo's Laser, who have had control of this zone for so long, will cap their day surely with a big win in game number 6. 1 player to deal with. Hit your shots, boys. Get this done. Brewers wants the moment. He wants to punch him out. And what a way to end the game it would be. What a way to end the day. For Icholo's Laser, they will be a champs of game number 6.
And they might have just done enough to take first place away from Falcons in this series, by the way. 63 points they put themselves on. 1 point over Falcons.
They've done it!
That one extra KP that they were desperately searching for, that one rat they were able to grab, wins them the series, and you said they stepped up to the plate.